if you look at the future of bone marrow transplantation, a lot of people felt we need to replace it, utilizing less toxic therapies. And for instance, CAR T cells is the big one that's talked about, or even replacing with less toxic chemotherapy. And the main toxicity everybody really worries about is graft-versus-host disease, particularly the chronic form that can lead, again, as I've said before, to lifelong disease or morbidity. And so really, I've really committed my career to the last part here to trying to get rid of chronic GVHD or minimize it so the fewest people develop that disease. And I think it's an orphan disease. It takes up a huge amount of resources in our society, as well as, of course, takes a tremendous toll on an individual who might be cured of whatever they got the transplant for, their ALL, their AML, and yet they've now have a new disease. So that the cure was just as bad as the disease itself. They are alive. So if we can minimize or eliminate chronic GVHD particularly, and the acute GVHD, allow them to get through the first parts of the transplant, and yet maintain that anti-cancer effect of transplant, we will have a safer, more effective treatment, and people can get this total immune therapy, which is in many ways much better than a targeted, such as CAR T cells, because they really just go after one single target, and a lot of escape of cancer happens because of that. Whereas if you use the entire immune system, works much better. And so I think there's no doubt that bone marrow transplant is here to stay. It's going to be a really important part of armamentarium in helping cure patients of ALL, AML, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and other blood malignancies, as well as other diseases as well. And I think if we can make it as safe as possible, it's going to help the most people have very healthy, productive lives. I don't know if people have ever read the book, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but if you have, Dr. Jekyll was a brilliant doctor, scientist, and Mr. Hyde was this really horrible individual that he created as part of his experiments. And what we want to do is have Dr. Jekyll being the transplant outcome, something that is very positive, curative, safe. And we want to get rid of that dark side of transplant and make it really just safe and much better for people. And I think that's what we're going to do.